tortured in Iran as Bobby's resisting Islam to evolve its prophecies Quranic and restore the goddess Alat and the Kaaba nymphs. They won't tell you these stories, those like Baha'is outlawed as demonic, when really it's the opposite sense. They didn't call it Iran back then, they called it Persia, like the princes that fought the murder. Those that think of women as serving them and washing clothes, cooking dinner, mullahs and imams as toxic and voided as Muhammad was a conquering molester, a genocidal tyrant, like trying to call Hitler a prophet of better times. Listen, we used to have flying carpets that levitated from chakra frequencies in the body and geomagnetism, geological properties of magma within us, revolving within Gaia's center. We Zoroastrian Sufis and Moorish peoples brought you the opposite of Islamic doctrines, patriarchal back in the Satya Yuga. From Rumi's poems to Mirabai's and a lot more they forgot, like Aisha's surahs. We brought philosophies as beauteous as the true mosques of Manat and Al-Uza, where the goddess Trinity was truly honored. Kisat al-Garanika, far beyond the Gnostics, our scriptures were authored at the dawn of times, forgotten as dark elves were shining and sparking elves of hashish in the dusk of Noche. All of Eurasia was protected by black magicians, meta-mathematicians and neurolinguistic hackers, sorcerers and witches, lunar druids of Seridwen and Bridget, ninjas and bodhisattva warriors of the wrathful assembly of dragons and Dogonic descendants, Bals and Nagas of India, Krishnas and Radhas, Balaramas as Tirthankaras, Kalakin kings and Matakalis. We had entire armies protecting psychic shields and forces of queendoms where imperial dominions could only be brought into existence with an empress like Meninterastas or Izanami and Amaterasu. Kemetic pyramids were built millions of years ago with the same principles as our carpets Persian. Those who wanted to murder us didn't exist yet. They were far into the void of non-existence hidden. We were the origins of Arabic and Farsi as Meduneter and Leonids. Nefertum presided in the underworld where Mat and Isfet would watch and weigh the hearts and spirits of those that were wanted and considered to be worthy of primordial protection. The Nejeru's Egyptian assembly thought of the birth of a Haim and a Mahdi to protect future followers and descendants when they saw futures, quantum and probable evolutions of all of this, like Babuddina and Baha'u'llah as prophets and messengers. Nivmatra Chizebantum was watching this and reincarnated in Maghreb in these times of apocalypse. Antakarana Herukinabu watches scriptures and oracles and ponder them. We saw the dawn of sin arriving with Wendigos plotting to destroy us when a quantum rift was formed into a portal by orcish hordes, vampires and zombies, paranormal forces using the prana of slaughtered totems. Indigenous peoples brought us to know this. I was Imox and Chikome Mazatl in those times, the Mayans and the Tzolk'in, Olmec and Toltekin, Nahuatl of omens, Nahuali Tonali soulful, smoking Mapacho of Pachamama. We used to grow this using Mambe, Rape, Cafe and Kokal with Horokia and ceremonies in Mazatlan and Tikal, and far beyond this to the lines and faces of Nazca inside of pyramids built like zigguratas that were mirrored in ancient China and Martian scapes with the awesome facial features of a blazing Shiva and Kali. These were landing sequences for spaceships like the way station in Lebanon of Baalbek. Eden was a spaceport metropolis in Sumeria, built by Mesopotamian architects like Ea's kindred in Ninhur Saga. The medical officer and geneticist they called the goddess of wisdom to Sumerians. Giant Anunnakis and Elohims, Rephaims and Anakims, seraphim as watchers like seraph guards, and those of Bodhi like shinobi oracles. They waged wars in the stars with the Nephilim and voided ones, the defilers whose plot and ploy was to stop us from enjoying life. Mars's war like Allah is Yahweh's son. Sophia back then was an Andromedan. Watching this, the goddess of wisdom of metagnostic Christians, they oversaw genetic coding. Her fallen reincarnation into Gaia was meant to be an omen of better times, to stop evil with egos and better minds. I promise these are a lot more than clever rhymes. I've had many lives chronologically, I'm parallel to none. I'm the barrel of a gun, so many die astrologically. These are the end times of patriarchy and the rise of the Venus Project. These are the end times of patriarchy and the rise of the Venus Project, always.